All right, check this out. I'm walking up to Corona Heights in San Francisco, and part of the walk up, you go through the narrowest street, or one of the narrowest streets in the city, and I kid you not, it's named DeForest Street. And I know that DeForest Buckner and the way that whole thing went down might be on 49ers fans' minds right now, because there's this gigantic rumor that they're going to trade Nick Bosa. And let me start by saying that the Bosa situation is a lot different than the DeForest Buckner situation. With Buckner, the 49ers had to choose between Buckner and Armstead for salary cap sustainability. People thought that they would choose Buckner and let Armstead go. Instead, they decided to choose Armstead, and they got a first-round pick back in return for DeForest Buckner and some salary cap savings, since he wasn't as expensive, or Eric Armstead wasn't as expensive as DeForest Buckner. So it ended up allowing the 49ers to re-sign Jimmy Ward and maybe another player or two. But from an organizational management standpoint, a business standpoint, they got a lot of assets in return. They obviously would get a lot of assets in return for Nick Bosa if they decided to trade him, but they don't have a choice between two players right now. This is much later in the offseason, right? This is not sometime in February or March. This is 10 days from the season kicking off. So the 49ers are in win now mode. They could not possibly get better if they traded Nick Bosa right now, because draft picks are what they would get in return, right? In all likelihood. I don't know what player you could ship to the 49ers to make them better right now. And those draft picks wouldn't be available until 2024. Anyway, they cut down the roster today. I'm walking through San Francisco. I just stumbled through DeForest Street, which is funny. If you're upset about that, if you think this makes you a little bit more paranoid, you can let me hear it in the comments section. By the way, I did say I'm on my way up to Corona Heights. I'm going to be doing a little bit more of a scavenger hunt here, though. We're going to approach it that way. I'm going to be going through the city, giving you the lowdown on the 49ers 53-man roster, and we're going to go through this position by position. We're starting with the defensive line, obviously, talking about Nick Bosa and DeForest Buckner back in the past. But the 49ers only carried 8 defensive linemen on their initial 53-man roster, and that's because they plan to take both Kerry Hyder Jr., who they cut today, and Austin Bryant, who they cut today, and they had prearranged agreements with those guys. They're going to re-sign them to the 53-man tomorrow. That's going to mean that they have to make a couple moves to IR, and I'm guessing Robert Beal Jr. is going to head to IR for the 49ers tomorrow, because he's been in and out of practice with an injury, probably not quite ready to contribute yet. So look for Robert Beal Jr. to not be on the active roster when Kerry Hyder Jr. and Austin Bryant join it. That's going to put the 49ers to 9 and 10 players. I'm not sure if somebody like Kalia Davis is going to stay on the 53-man, but I'm guessing yes, because he did look good the other day, and it looks like he's finally healthy. So they'll probably make that other IR move at a different spot of the roster. But you know, other than the Hyder and Austin Bryant situations, which obviously are going to be corrected tomorrow, those were intentional just to make a couple IR stashes, there's been nothing surprising with this 49ers defensive line. Nick Bosa obviously doesn't count against the 53-man roster as we speak right now. He's on the reserve list, and the 49ers will probably bolster the practice squad. The 16 signings they can make there will probably include defensive linemen as well. If you look at the practice squad, probably Marlon Davidson, right? He's going to be somebody that the 49ers can bring back to the practice squad, and maybe T.Y. McGill. All right, that's the D-line. Let's head up to Corona Heights. I'll talk to you all soon.